We're NBA champions. We're still NBA champions.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
What's popping, y'all? It's your man, Cloudwood Vales. We are getting it, and just like that, we're going into the next NBA season champions. As a Bucks fan, you don't know how much this means to me, but the thing is, now we're looked at as top dogs. Now, of course, Brooklyn and LA Lakers are obviously going to be the two teams that really, we all know it's going to be tough to beat them. But yeah, the Bucks, because we won the championship and we know how to win, we are also one of the teams that could repeat. It's possible we could repeat, but do I think it could happen? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I'm trying to be optimistic, because obviously I said in past videos the window was closing to win a championship. Obviously, last year I said this with the window, if it didn't happen, it wasn't going to ever happen, because of the way things were going with Brooklyn and LA. And then by that time I feel like Giannis would probably just demand a trade or something. So now that we won, I feel like it means so much to the organization, because now people that have been ripping on me for being an absolute Bucks fan are now bandwagoning with the Bucks, and I'm just sitting here like, y'all stupid. So, I don't know. But anyways, with this being said, the path is going to be a lot harder for the Bucks this year, because everyone does look at us as one of the hardest teams in the league. As being one of the most loyal fans in existence, I gotta believe that we can do this again, but if we don't, I'm still gonna be positively happy that we won the championship. And I think saying that honestly means a lot. So basically the next couple of years is gonna be great. Hopefully we do this again, but who knows. So anyways, and they got lucky. I mean, the real reason why they won was because LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the Lakers went down with injuries. And then honestly, you could argue there was some bad coaching with the Nets, but Kyrie's injury really did change everything, and playoff Harden just doesn't do much, and KD had to do everything, and it was just not enough. So, but yeah, the Nets obviously are going to be a hard team to beat. The Bucks tip-off is tomorrow against the Brooklyn Nets. At home, they will be receiving their rings before the game, which is going to be a huge deal. But obviously, in today's video, I'm just going to be briefly summarizing my thoughts going into the season. I'm excited to see what happens, and as a Bucks fan, I'm really excited. The Brewers may have ended this year, on a bad notice, and I didn't even get to do a video because I'm still a little bit upset with the thing ended, but I'll probably talk later on that. But regardless, I think I'm ready to see what we do as an organization to try to repeat. So, anyways, two-time MVP and Finals MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to obviously, of course, do whatever he can to win us another thing. However, his knee could be still an issue. Yes, that knee that he hyperextended in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Hawks, a lot of people thought it was over for the Bucks at this point, and then they changed their offense, and Atlanta could not adjust, and we won both those games. Giannis comes back, and we win the finals after being down 2-0. So yeah, I think he's got to figure out how he can move past it. We're not going to see him 100%, but when I watched him this preseason, I've said in the very, very, very past videos, I've said this years ago. If Giannis develops a jumper, a consistent jumper, I don't know what the league is going to do. This preseason, he's hitting his shots so smooth. He's looking like how he played in Game 6. The dude is just doing so much. If he gets a jumper shot like KD, no one's stopping him. Nobody is. I mean, no one's going to stop a guy like that. It's just crazy how to think about it. But honestly, you know, but everyone knows without Giannis, we don't stand a chance against the really good teams. So I think the best thing that we can do is hope for the best. I mean, why not? So anyways, I have a big prediction. Chris Middleton is going to have a career year because of where he was and winning the finals. I feel like he's going to be more motivated and he's going to be a better scorer than he was. Now, I'm not going to say he shoots a lot of threes. I feel like he should just do a lot more, like take more jumpers and try to drive more, because I feel like that could definitely up his game since he's more of a forward than a guard, but it's whatever. He is like, I think 12 threes shy of being the Bucks 3-point all-time shooting person. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. And then Drew Holiday, you know, is going to be a great threat. You know how he is. The only reason why we won the championship is because we traded for him in the previous offseason. So that's great. So another issue that I have is Dante DiVincenzo. Now, Dante got injured in the first round of the playoffs. A huge injury that basically cost him the rest of the season. He had to get surgery, and it was tough. He was on a walking boot for a while. And yeah, he's been walking around. He's not getting cleared to play yet. However, is it worth to put him back in a game? Now, a lot of people are saying, should we trade him? Big possibility. Now, I feel like they'll probably keep him because he's a veteran of this team, even though his injuries have been really costing him a lot of games, but never know. However, we did trade for Grayson Allen, who was who I thought we were going to draft that year instead of Dante. But at that time, Dante was the better player, and Grayson was actually developing. And now I feel like Grayson Allen actually plays at that level better than Dante. Then I feel like we're not even going to need him, because obviously he's a free agent at the end of this year, so he could go somewhere else and I'd be fine with it. Like, I was a fan of Dante back then and I wanted him, but it was like I felt like Grayson was the better fit, and now we're starting to see that that's actually true. So hopefully if that's true, then that'd be that, but who knows. So, people are like, Grayson Allen's going to be 6th man of the year. It's like a low trade, but I'm like, he's going to start the rest of the year, and then Dante's going to come off the bench. Looking at our bench weapons, obviously we have our starting 5 that will start the year. Giannis, Middleton, Brook Lopez at center, and then Allen and Holiday will obviously be the guards. So, George Hill is back. That's a good plus. Now, he's a veteran. He knows the system. He's going to be backing up, and I don't know if he's going to get as much playing time as he did that previous year, but obviously his stats I don't think are going to be as fantastic, but I know he's a veteran, which is why they're going to have him on the team, and I feel like it's great to bring him back because I hated having to trade for him, but I think it was worth it. But now bringing him back I think is going to definitely help. Also, if Dante comes back, they'll move Grayson Allen maybe, or maybe they'll be back, or if Grayson Allen ends up being good, it's the opposite way. Who knows? Pat Connaughton, of course, is going to be obviously our bench player that does the most. We know that. He's always been a great rebounder and a great defender. Obviously, we expect him to do a lot more. Is he trade worthy? Maybe. I don't know. Big man Bobby Portis. Of course, Bobby Portis, everyone loves him. Feel like, obviously, if we want to go small ball, I feel like we're going to see a lot of him. And putting Giannis at center, putting Portis at the power forward, I think we're going to see a lot of him. I think he's going to get really motivated. I knew he was a steal. When we picked him up in free agency, I knew he was a steal. I always knew that, and I feel like it's going to be a great next 2 years with Bobby being on the team, which I love, and I'm happy that he is still wanting to be part of the Milwaukee Bucks. So that's a great thing. And then you got some other guys that I think could fill the void. Getting Rodney Hood, I think, was so underrated because dude was actually doing so good with Portland until his injury, and I think a lot of people have forgotten how good he actually is. So I feel like he could actually step in. Now, hopefully he gets playing time, but who knows. Semi Ojeleye, another guy that we got, good defender, good three-point shooter. I feel like that's basically PJ Tucker's replacement. And that's that. We also got Justin Robinson, a guy that we can really, he's probably going to be third stringing point guard, but we'll probably only see him if in blowouts, so that one would matter. But out of those guys, it's like you don't really want to, who you're going to really trust. Honestly, you trust your starting five, but if there's a guy that off the bench that actually can do a lot for you, like Portis is going to do stuff because he's Bobby Portis, but I mean, I'm hopefully going to see what we can do with this rotation in the coming weeks. So I'm excited to see what happens. Anyways, the threats. So anyways, I'll talk about the threats real quick. The Milwaukee Bucks, obviously the biggest threat in the East has got to be, of course, the Brooklyn Nets. I feel like they're still gonna get the 1 seed because they probably have the best roster out of everyone, because it doesn't matter. Now, of course, the whole thing about Kyrie Irving not getting the vaccine or whatever is probably going to drain the team, which I think is going to be huge. If he chooses not to get it, he's not going to play this year. I mean, that's just their rules. So I feel like that could be weighing the team down a little bit. So that's one thing that I could see that could be a problem. Another team that I think is really going to be good, of course, is the Miami Heat. They had an underwhelming season last year, but I feel like looking at it, they really want to bounce back. I mean, I wasn't a biggest fan of this trade, but they traded Goran Dragic for Kyle Lowry. Sorry, I couldn't think of the names. And that's good. You traded an underrated guy for a veteran, but I don't think that trade did anything. However, Miami is still going to be a threat because they're getting Victor Oladipo back from injury, and they got Tyler Hero really coming on. He's going to be a lot better. You didn't see him as much last year. I don't know what happened in the playoffs. He just could not hit a shot. But you're going to get a lot of people really stepping up, and I feel like that's going to be a huge deal. Plus, they got PJ Tucker now, so now you got a defensive guy in the corner, so good for them. And then later on, I mean, I wasn't going to talk about this, but the Bulls, they are dang good. They traded for Alonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan. They traded for Alonzo Ball. They signed DeMar DeRozan, and they signed Alex Caruso in free agency. Obviously, they traded for Vucevic last year. They have a starting five that's literally playoff caliber. The Bulls are the only threat to our division. I don't see the Cavs, the Pistons are going to obviously suck for the next couple of years. Pacers are just going to be average. So the Bulls are really the threat to take the division. I could actually see them winning the division if they are the good team that I see, but obviously they're still young, so I'm not going to really... I mean, Vucevic has been in the league for years, but a lot of veterans and a lot of younger guys mixed together, I think, are going to make a really good roster, so that's good for them. So the Bulls are a big threat. 76ers are always going to be a threat, even though they're choke and Ben Simmons wants out of there, but who knows. Celtics, of course, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, we know that. And, yeah, those are the teams that I really see it threatening. And, of course, the Atlanta Hawks, because they made all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. And then, you got other teams like the Knicks. They traded for Kemba Walker and then they also got Evan Fournier. Free agency, they got better, so that's going to be hard. I mean, the Knicks have gotten good, so that's going to be hard. And then you also got, teams from the West, like the Lakers, of course. You got the Suns, the Clippers, the Nuggets. Those teams are obviously going to be super good. The Jazz. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. So, I know I talk too much. That's my problem. But I'm excited for this season because we're champions. That's all that matters. So anyways, tip-off is 6:30 tomorrow on TNT. We are obviously the first game of the season because why not? I mean, we're the Bucks, got Bucks lust. So anyways, I don't know if I'll be doing much Bucks videos until later in the season because I'm busy talking about the Packers, of course. So I'm excited to see what happens. Hopefully the best, and yeah, it's gonna be great. So anyways, it is your man, Clubboy Bales. Subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, hit the notification bell, share my page, do whatever. Everybody's got thoughts once in a while. And as always, it is your man, Clubboy Bales. Beer the deer. We'll see you next time.
Got Bucks lust. I love my Milwaukee Bucks. Got Bucks lust. Got Bucks lust. I love my Milwaukee Bucks.